All right, welcome back to Survivor Series 5. This is going to be round number 3, and this is our first look at Judah. He's going to be playing against DWBL in round number 3. This is the layout David versus Goliath. So a little about Judah. He is only 22 years old, started playing in August of 2021, and his dream trip with unlimited funds would be to Maui, Hawaii. I would love that as well. And then he also is very confident in his own skills and picks himself to win. A little recap for DWBL. Only 17 years old, started in December of 2021. He wants to go around the world, and he also picks Judah. So both these guys pick Judah. Let's see if they're both right. Only 2 rounds to go, and we're going to find out who the final 2 are. Before we see shot-by-shot action from Judah in DWBL, let's take a look at the current standings after 2 rounds. We got Code Blue in the lead at -26, John at -25, Daggers and Judah tied at -24, DWBL -23, and Zinni at -22. All right, let's get to it. We're going to start round 3 with some top-notch commentary from Reese Height.
What's up, y'all? Reese again, and looks like Judah is going glide, skip, rive. This is really similar to what I do on this hole. He's taking the inside line of the trees, which is definitely a little riskier, but it does give you that better look, and he's executed that perfectly. Dwubble here, let's see, he is going much lower and straighter. He's definitely going for the outside of this tree, and he just misses that rock. That is a painful rock to hit and not make the corner. So he is further away here. He has a tailwind, so he is going light glide, rive. And he's trying to flex it around these bushes. He's got to get a little lucky, and he does. I'm sure he was aiming for that gap, way to do it, way to hit it. And then Judah here is close enough. He can go glide, roll, and get all the way around the outside of those bushes and get a tap in, almost. A little short 4-meter pitch in. Both these guys getting their eagles here, keeping pace. Dwubble needs to make up some strokes on the field, but he is right there near the top. Judah, in this hole always seems like it's going to be much harder than it is. This wind is about as hard as it gets. Makes the forehand tougher. It is pushing the backhand towards the basket, and he just barely misses the tip of that tree. That's going to be an easy birdie look right there. Just a pitch in. Let's see how Dwubble attacks it here. So the forehand, this wind is actually a little bit more of a tail, so the stag... his musket, his sticky musket is going to push all the way down there. And he has a 3 tailwind, but he is pretty confident just popping that in. Birdies all around. A 4 wind here is not what you want to see. This is a real tricky hole. Glide, roll, rive here from Judah. He's powering it down. No? Okay, full power. I think that's the safe choice. You don't want to saw it off and go in the water, and he is well safe there. Ooh, okay, good. Good disc, sit down. It's going to be a 4 headwind into the green, so I don't know if he'll be running that. Dwubble here going light glide. He is really trying to push down here. He's got to be careful he doesn't go long. Almost anything can happen in a 4 wind. It's so hard to predict, but he is definitely well inside the fairway. 477 feet and a 4 head is a little much to ask for, pushing for that little green, so just a layup from him. 260 feet is runnable. Don't know if he'll be really trying to put it in the basket, and yeah, Judah tempted to run the green, but that 4 wind is so hard to predict, honestly. He is a lot closer though, so he has a better shot at getting it in there. Dwubble here just getting his Glide Explorer, which that is a fun choice in a fairway, I must admit. Oh no, just rushed the putt. That's a bummer. You hate to see it. That pure has a good stability, but in a 4-wind, it is not going to hook up when it's pushing anhyzer like that. That's tough. Is that going to get down in time? Just barely. Yikes. These guys are living on the edge. Giving them honest bids, which you got to respect, but Dwebble, I'm sure, is kicking himself for not cleaning it up there. This is just a worm burner, but he's going to get down there. Hoping for good ground play. This hole can, yeah, look at this. Hit a rock, please, dude. There we go. Just like he drew it up, I'm sure. And popping in the eagle. Let's see if Dwebble takes a similar line with his sticky musket. Looks like he is. He's avoiding that kind of cherry blossom tree to the right. You can go over it, but you got to make sure you have the airspace and the height, or else you'll go right in the water. So these guys deciding to not play with that tree and really not leaving them much of a putt either. 90 feet downhill, plays much shorter than that. So, ooh, it's as if Greg is intentionally giving them the worst possible wind on this hole. It's great for the forehand roller, and Judah is showing us how it's done. It needs to hook up. That wind is pushing it a little short, but this disc is just getting all the way there. There's nothing to worry about. It's such a pretty flight, just seeing it roll slowly down the hill. It's a super fun shot to have. Let's see if Dwebble attacks it the same way. He has his Zeus, and he's going glide, skip, rive over the top. And this is a pretty reasonable line. He just has to, it's a little poke and hope, and he gets there. That wind sawed it off a little bit. Yep, there you go. All right, Judah's still with the box. Huge sweeping anhyzer, it looks like. This is a really fun shot to hit. He just has to make sure he does not saw it off, and that is tough. Gotta get your angle just right, which makes it a little bit more difficult than a straight shot right at it. Looks like Dwebble is taking that straight shot, straight pullback, letting it fade into the hillside and skip up. You love seeing a simple line like that just break down a hole that is easy to overcomplicate. And see, now here we are, Judah's stuck all the way down here. He can save this. And this is a great throw in to make, but you're gauging elevation and all sorts of stuff. And he almost gets it right. Just a little too much power. That is such a good guesstimation from down there to be that close. This is a tricky wind. This is going to push towards the water. It's going to clear, which is good. Stick. I don't think he'll be sawed off. Yeah, that rock isn't really in his way. It was close to being in his way. Way to gauge that little hyzer in from the wind. That was a nice putt. All right. This musket is a little straighter than the stag, so he's going to just let the wind slowly push it, and he catches that little twig. All the little twigs on this hole are so tough. You think you have a fairway to work with, and just, you push the limit. You forget that there's all these little twigs there. Framing the shot. If he misses this, he's going to have a huge comebacker with this 3 tailwind. He really has to be confident. Watch the sway. Make 100% sure. The uphill, the power, the wind, the fade. Just barely underjudged the elevation. That's tough. He almost saved it. That's a really tough wind on this hole, though. All right, we have Dwebble taking the inside line with his water skip rive. Ooh, that is so close. That's a clincher, but he makes it. That inside line scares me, I gotta say. People always make it look easy when they hit it right, but when you don't hit it right, I always just feel like a big old dummy. Okay, this is a cool line. I love to see it. Judah taking the huge ante gap. Sometimes the gap is widest in the sky, and it looks like he's figured that out on this hole. It just has to hit this barrier and settle, and it does. Now is his glide water skip strive, which has just huge lift. It's going to hold that Anheuser angle. It's a great disc for that shot. Explorer, I'm guessing, or no, he's going glide trust. Just letting that wind push it. Is it going to stick? He caught enough rim that could have totally just slid right off long into the water. That was a great break to give it a bid, to have everything right, and to hit rim like that. Now this is the Explorer that I was expecting DWBL to throw here, but Judah just a little low, but he is safe. A lot less that can go wrong with a shot like that, dropping and fading in. And there you have it. Let's look at these scores going into round 4. Code Blue is leading the field by 3. DWBL, John, and Judah all at 35 under. Zen at 34 under. Daggers at 32. Daggers is going to be making a push in this last round. Code Blue is going to try and keep his lead. And these guys who have been following, Judah and DWBL, both played a great round. DWBL with 4 eagles and a par. Judah with 3 eagles and a par. Mostly getting the same holes, but those winds out there are brutal. So these guys are doing a great job of mitigating wind, having a game plan. From what I can tell, they already have their lines figured out. They aren't improvising. They're just taking course conditions as they are and slogging it out.